Okay, let's go over the truck. This is my truck. It doesn't look all that great now right now because I've been off for a month because of my knee surgery. But as you can see, this is my truck. And let's go over the hydraulic system and how it works. This is the reservoir. This is where all your fluid is until it's needed. The heart of the hydraulic system is this pump on the front of the truck. It's driven by a drive shaft that's hooked to the back of it, which goes through the radiator and is connected to the motor. It's running all the time. Now this particular design, this truck has no RPM limiter, which means I can run it wide open while I'm dumping a can or what have you, and it's not going to harm the pump. Usually I'll run it between 12 and 15 because you're not going to get much more out of the pump by running it wide open. But it draws fluid from the tank here, pressurizes it, sends it through this hose, under the cab, over to here, and then up to there. That is the valve body. The valve body is where all of the lines are hooked that go to all the cylinders on the truck. You turn the pump on and it pressurizes the valve body. Where the fluid goes from there depends on the driver, what he wants to activate. On this particular truck, this is an E-ZPax 40-yard body, 2011 model. There are 11 hydraulic cylinders on this truck. 2 on the forks, 2 on the arms, 2 inside for the blade, 2 on the tailgate, 1 up top for the top door, and this truck has 2 more cylinders, the same cylinders that a dump body would have, except this isn't a dump body, this is a push out. These are service cylinders, and these can only be operated by the mechanics. The mechanics can use this cylinder, these cylinders, to raise the body about 2.5 feet so they can do tranny work or whatever else they have to do in there, which is a pretty neat feature. Now, when I operate a control in the truck, let's say I operate the arms, and I want to raise the arms. When I operate the control, when I pull back on the joystick, it's going to send fluid into here, which is going to push the rod into the housing, which will raise the arms. And when I want to lower them, I push the joystick, and it does the opposite. It sends fluid in here and pushes the rod out, which lowers the arm. That's how the cylinders work. This particular truck is rated at 9,000 pounds of lifting force. In other words, they say it can lift 9,000 pounds. It could probably lift more, but that's the safest amount of weight you want to put on the truck. I've lifted much more with a McNeilius because they're a little bit stronger. But that is how the outside of the hydraulics work. Fluid here goes to is taken into the pump. The pump pressurizes it to about 2,100 pounds of pressure per square inch. And then it sends it to that valve body, and then the fluid goes wherever I want to send it from in here. Now, if I want the arms to go down, I push forward. If I want them to come up, I pull back. If I want the forks to go out, I go left, in, right. When I push this is my packer. It's an auto pack. What that means is I push this, and the blade will automatically go back to a certain point. I've got mine set to where it goes about 6 inches inside the body, and then it will return automatically, and when it gets to the bulkhead, it shuts off. If I want, I can operate it manually by hitting that switch and then pack, retract. This, once I've started the packer, if I want to bring it back right away, I just tap that and it'll come back automatically no matter where it's at. This is the top door, open, close, and then tailgate, open, close. The tailgate has a guard around it, so it kind of tells you if you're not paying attention that you're touching the tailgate control, and you really don't want to mess with that, because if you don't have those pins in the back and you hit that, you could pop it open, and then your day is going to be wrecked. The rest of these switches are just lights and whatnot. This is the power switch for the PTO, which I leave on all day long, and I use this to turn the PTO on and off. Off, on.